I grew up in Michigan and moved here about 30 years ago. Lived in this house all that time. Married, have 3 kids, mostly all grown and moved away. And then our grandson lives part-time with us. We do a lot of hiking. We also we bike and do a lot of outdoor activities. I was pretty active at the time. I was having a hard time though, not feeling great, knew something was not right, kept thinking I was having the flu, and then one night felt really bad, felt really sick, chest pain, nausea, arm pain. My son actually called 911, made me call 911, and they came, and I refused to go with them. But I promised that I would go in the morning. And so we went in, and I had a near complete blockage of my LAD. And so they put a stent in at that time. I was in the hospital for a couple days there and came home and continued on for 11 years without any trouble. I was at a trade show and knew I was having trouble again. I was having some chest pain and having trouble with moving. So I was not walking fast enough was the thing that I noticed. You know, people were walking faster than me, and people never walk faster than me. So I felt like something was wrong, but I didn't think a whole lot of it until the following weekend. My husband and I were bike riding. We were about 20 miles into a bike ride. I had stopped and unclipped, was taking a drink, and I felt terrible. I mean, I've just felt terrible. So I needed to lay down, and I rested for a bit. And I was just dizzy and felt really bad, chest pain and nauseous. I knew at that point that something was going on. So I told him, call 911. No, hang up, don't call 911. Kept thinking, you know, maybe it was low potassium or heat stroke or something, and finally sent him home to get the car and come and get me. And he didn't want to do that. He was really mad, but I didn't want to call 911. I mean, I just kept thinking, it's not, you know, it's not that. And that's what it is. It's that I don't want to do all of this and it not be something serious, right? That, you know, I'm going to get there and they're going to tell me it's nothing. And here I've wasted all these resources for nothing. You know, when I think now about it, how hard it must have been for him riding his bike back. It was probably a 6-mile ride back for him. And I know he rode as fast as he could to get the car and come back and get me. And he left me there with the phone to call in case I needed to. We got to the American Center, and they did EKG and blood test, and the first one came back negative, and it wasn't until the second blood test came back that it showed that I was having a heart attack, and really quickly got me straight back into the cath lab. And again, put another stent in. You know, I thought, how can this be happening again, you know? I feel like I do everything right, and I know that that's why I'm alive, and that's why I live through it, and I understand that, but I was just so mad, you know? I just so mad. And that's, I guess, mostly what I was feeling in the hospital is I guess it can happen to anyone, you know? If it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. I work out, I take good care of myself, but I know I have a lot of stress in my life. But I also know the reason I'm alive is because I do things right. After my first heart cath, my whole family went in and got checked out, and my dad wound up having quadruple bypass, and they had realized that he had had a heart attack that had gone unnoticed. One of the things that as women we tend to do is worry about everybody else and not worry about ourselves, and not take care of ourselves and not put ourselves first. And I know for me that was my case in both instances. I was having all of the typical heart attack symptoms. I should have known that I was probably having a cardiac incident. And yet I was thinking about everybody else and not putting myself first. You know, I'm lucky. I'm glad to be here for my family. You know, I want to be here for them. You know, I've got a little grandson who I love dearly, and I want to be around for a long time for him. You know, I want to have more grandbabies.